Hello guys and welcome to this video. Now, it has been a long time since my last upload, and for that I apologize. If you would like to know why, join the Discord down below. More about that later in the video. Anyways, today we are gonna be showing you pretty much everything you need to know at Dungeon Quest. This is a complete master guide. Whether you're just starting the game or you took a break. I will not be focusing that much on how to play the game, because when you join Dungeon Quest, sorry about that, when you join Dungeon Quest, it's already a tutorial, so there's no need for that. But if you didn't know, you should always be using Shift Lock. Shift Lock, pretty much the best thing in Dungeon Quest. You can dodge way easier, you can jump, do parkour way easier. Shift Lock is just better. Now, for our first topic, for new and coming back players, we're gonna be focusing on item rarity. I do have some friends who just started Dungeon Quest and they've had some problems with these, so I'm going to describe it by their common name, their appearance, and a metaphor for them. So, let's see if I have any. Let's go with gray. Gray items, or uncommon, are the worst of the worst and pretty much straight up trash. You don't want to collect them at all, and they're pretty much useless. However, green items, they're more like better. They're like finding a dollar and like finding a penny, right? The green items, they're useful, but you shouldn't be really using them if you don't need to. Then you move on to blue. Now, blue items are pretty much the second best rarity when it comes to armor. Blue stuff, it's pretty good, and you should be spending your gold to upgrade that. It's like finding $10 on the street compared to the green, which is a measly $1. But purple is where it gets good. If you have purple armor, or a purple weapon, or a purple spell, it's pretty much the best of the best. Like finding a $50 bill. It's only beaten out by a legendary. Now this is pretty much the highest tier you will ever have for your dungeon. As of 2024, the max level dungeon is only Yokai Peak. And the best weapon for that is the Akuma Wraithbringer. Legendaries are pretty much the best things you'll ever need. You can have spells that are legendary, weapons that are legendary. However, rings and armor have not yet been released with a legendary double. Now, there are things better than legendaries. Yes. And those are ultimates. Ultimates can be dropped from Northern Lands, Nightmare, Hardcore, doing the bonus boss. I'm pretty sure you don't need hardcore, but I just do hardcore to be safe. Ultimates, very hard to get. I'll put one up on screen because that's how rare they are. As you can see, I have a lot of legendaries, purples, but not one ultimate because that's how rare they are. There are only two ultimate versions in the game, a warrior one and a mage one. However, they're only really useful for Northern Lands. As soon as you get to Gilded Skies, you'll get way better weapons. Now, moving on from rarity, let's talk about the best weapon in the game. Now, if you are a returning player, you might be wondering, what is this? Craft legendary gear. Well, basically, you can craft the strongest weapon in the game, Major Warrior. As you see here, this is the best warrior weapon, and this is the best mage weapon. I'm not sure what's coming soon. Perhaps it's another cosmetic version of the warrior or mage. To get them, you need materials. To get the materials, you have to fight Greg. I've actually made a whole other video talking about how to farm Greg correctly, because trust me, a lot of people get it wrong. So that will be linked below. Now, another important topic about Dungeon Quest. Collectibles. I have seen too many people get scammed in trading, in public, and even in TikTok where they post it and they think they got a good deal. But what is a collectible, you may ask? I'll show you. As you can see, the armor I'm wearing right now is a collectible. Akuma Warrior helmet and Akuma Warrior armor. Now, you might be asking, how can you find out if you have a collectible armor? Well, honestly, it's pretty easy. It should end with a 6 or a 7. As you can see, Godly Guardian helmet ends with a 7. My armor ends with a 6. This is also a purple. Collectible ends with a 6. Ends with a 6. This is a collectible. 6, 6, 7. So if you have an armor that ends in a 6 or a 7, whether it be level 117, 116, 207, 107, that is the best armor for your dungeon. Now, these are usually worth more than legendaries in the community just because of how much rarer they are. But purple is the only one that really, matters that much. Blue is also good to have, but they are nowhere as near as valuable as purple. Green and grays, they're pretty much like a packet of gum in school. As a metaphor, they're good to have, but they don't really have much trading power. So legendaries, they are higher than green collectibles and gray collectibles. However, blue collectibles are around a little bit higher than legendaries, and purples are way higher than legendaries. Talking about legendaries, should you be trading your legendaries away? As you can see, I accumulated a lot of legendaries, around 100 or so, and all these legendaries were accumulated through trading. If I were me, I would not trade any of my legendaries away unless it was going to my fans. This is because even though if you don't need them, legendaries can get you some useful stuff. For example, I didn't have this ring or this ring because I had quit Dungeon Quest for a while and I just came back to make videos. I actually traded for this for 2 legendaries with one of my fans in the Discord server below. So legendaries are useful. Another mistake I see new players making, well, for my experienced players, you'll be paying to see this. As you saw right there, I just switched up my armor. Now, you might be wondering why I did this, and I'll show you right now. As you can see, the drip is not the same. Some people, when starting early, around from level 1 to level 150, will be mixing mage and warrior armors. This is not what you want to do at all. This causes worse damage and you won't get the full maximum potential. As you can see, I only do 100 trillion, 106 trillion, 110. Let's do 110. With enhanced inner rage, only about 103, 112 at max. Now, if I put back my warrior armor instead of having a mage armor, you can do a 58Q, and per hit I do 200 trillions. So that's pretty high. This is why you should never be mixing your armor. And another thing, if you want to move up fast in this game, you should be putting all your skill points into your main class. So if you're a warrior, put everything into physical power, and if you're a mage, put everything to spell power. Never divide it between these 3. And certainly don't put it in stamina if you don't plan to be a guardian. And if you don't know what a guardian is, it's pretty much someone who has max stamina, which increases your health, and makes you pretty much invincible to the monsters and you just heal people. Now, upgrading armor. This can be tricky. As you can see here, this is a cursed godly guardian armor. I'm pretty sure it is, because the physical power is really high for Pirate Island standards, and the health is around the same for a guardian armor. You should not be doing this. If you get, for example, mage, warrior armor, whatever armor for your class, you should not be putting it in different stats like some in physical, some in spells, some in health. This is horrible. You should be maxing out your one area. So if you're a warrior, your one area would be physical and you should just max it out there. Now, where to spend your gold. A lot of people, they quit or they just spend a ton of Robux getting gold because gold's pretty important. If you don't have it, it's going to be really hard to level up. As you can see, I have 1.5 trillion gold. And yeah, it's not easy to come by. But pretty much in order to save as much gold as you want, remove all your trash, don't keep it even if it looks cool. And only focus on upgrading the things you really need. When I was around level 200, all my armor that I had, I never upgraded it because it wasn't the best. Now, for higher dungeons, this may be fine, but for lower, you might need to upgrade. So try not to upgrade if you really don't need it. If you can scrape by with a half upgraded armor or a little bit upgraded armor, that's what you should be doing. You should never try to fully upgrade your armor unless it's the best for the dungeon or purple rarity. Boss raids. What are boss raids? Now, if you've taken a break, you'll be shocked to see this in the lobby. And I know, this can be pretty shocking. Here, I'll show you. Boss raids are this new thing, like a new type of dungeon to get rings. I actually did cover all of this in a video I'll link down below, but I'll just show you quickly. As you can see, you should be using the boss for your dungeon. However, if you're level 180, you should try level 160 because these dungeons are hard. I won't even try level 200. I'm going to be trying 180 because the level 200 is absolutely insane difficulty. And that's how it is. So with the boss raids, you'll try to go one below your dungeon. I'll show you guys the boss. As you guys can see, 30Q, that's pretty high for level 180. I think that's like the health of the Odin Reborn. As you can see, I got a nice ring and I got 3 on loot. 3 on loot. And while I'm here, buy VIP Game Pass and extra item Game Pass. So back in the lobby, that's pretty much what boss raids are. And for returning players, you'll be surprised to see swap your character. What is this? I'll show you right now. As you can see, you are now able to swap characters and buy more characters. Now whether you're doing a noob to godly or you just want to make another one for a bank alt, you can do that for sure. You get one free one and then it's 400 Robux for the next one and 800 for the next one. And that pretty much concludes today's video. Now, I do have a Discord server. I'm going to put some images up here. You can win legendaries, trade, talk, and even be carried or be a carrier. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one.